If you are a lover of affirmations or you've just heard about how powerful they can be, then you are going to love the Daily Affirmations for Women podcast, created by the Women's Meditation Network and hosted by the amazing Jody Agard. Every morning, you'll receive an episode that is dedicated to one specific affirmation, so you can have the space to reflect on it and receive the power within it. Follow and start listening now to the Daily Affirmations for Women podcast on your favorite podcast player.
This is Optimal Relationships Daily, episode 1899. How to Feel Good About Yourself and Leave the Past in the Past. Part 1, by Orna and Matthew Walters of creatingloveonpurpose.com. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to ORD, or welcome for the first time if you're new here. I'm Greg Audino, and I am here to read to you from some of the best relationship building blogs around, giving you the skills that you need to build better relationships in your own life. I've got a longer article for you today, so I'm just going to read the first part, probably end on a cliffhanger, and then come on back to read the rest tomorrow. There's a lot to get through, so listen closely as we start it off now and optimize your life. How to Feel Good About Yourself and Leave the Past in the Past. Part 1, by Orna and Matthew Walters of creatingloveonpurpose.com. Feeling down, stuck, or disappointed happens to everyone. Sometimes life just feels like you're stuck at a red light after red light after red light. Even wildly successful people can feel down at times. The real secret to success in life is knowing how to feel good about yourself so that you can move on and be happy no matter what. After a divorce or a breakup, it makes sense to have feelings of helplessness and hopelessness. No one gets into a relationship expecting it to end. So when it does, it can throw you for a loop. You can start second-guessing yourself, and your self-esteem can reach an all-time low. If you're struggling to even make a connection, it can feel like there's something wrong with you, like you're broken. When things haven't gone your way in love, it's easy to believe that love is for others, but not you. Sometimes the longing for a meaningful connection with another human being can cultivate feelings of depression or cynicism about love. Unfortunately, sitting around binging Netflix won't help you feel better. What's even worse is that when you feel down, it's likely you're not motivated to do anything, right? It's important to remember that nothing will change until you take action. Sitting around hoping to feel better is okay, only if you do it for a limited period of time, though. You can throw yourself a pity party, but just know that that's not how you feel good about yourself for the long term. How to feel good about yourself is simple. You give yourself a deadline to stop moping, and then you take action. Then you will feel better. Life is full of challenges, and there's nothing you can do to avoid them, but you can approach them in a way that leaves you feeling empowered. Don't wait to feel better before you make changes in your life. Only by taking action will you start to feel better about yourself. Stop obsessing over past events, whether they occurred yesterday or decades ago, and instead take these 5 actions to feel better right away. How to feel good about yourself and leave the past in the past. Number 1, forgive yourself, forgive others, and move on. Forgiveness is not about the other person. Ultimately, forgiveness is for you. A well-known saying of the Buddha is, quote, "Holding on to anger and resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die." End quote. Practicing forgiveness will free you from the energetic dance you've been doing with the people who have wronged you. Forgive, but don't forget. Forgetting leaves you open to being hurt or being taken advantage of again. You can always reevaluate depending on the person, but never allow a toxic person back into your life. This is a hard boundary that you should never bend so you can feel good about yourself. Forgiveness also allows you to free yourself and move on with your life. Without forgiveness, you are energetically stuck in the past and still connecting to the person who hurt you. Imagine there are strings and ropes of energy keeping you connected to each person and event that you're still holding on to. This energetic network holds you back from moving forward in your life. It's like trying to drive forward while pressing on the gas and the brake at the same time. Forgiving someone who hurt you doesn't require you to have a connection with them or to have any level of contact. You can forgive them from afar so you can be free of those past events. Beating yourself up for the bad choices you've made or taking responsibility for others' unacceptable behavior will also drag you down. Forgive yourself. You were doing the best you could with the resources you had at the time. Now you know more and you can make better decisions moving forward. How do you feel good about yourself and leave the past in the past? Forgiveness is the first step. It allows you to get unstuck, freeing you from people and events that poison your soul and damage your well-being. Number 2, honor and value yourself by speaking authentically. What is your relationship to your emotions? Do you ignore them and put your focus only on the positive ones? Or do you only see the negative and believe nothing good will ever happen to you? Do your emotions build up inside of you until you can't take it anymore and explode like a volcano? Or are you so disconnected from your feeling state that it would be difficult to identify your feelings in this moment? You're here in human form to experience the full range of human emotions, positive, negative, and everything in between. When you're disconnected from your emotional life, you're disconnected from yourself. It may feel like you won't ever feel better when you're stuck in a negative spiral, but your emotions are temporary. Only by allowing yourself to experience and express them can you create the space for a new emotion to appear. Your emotions are momentary. They're important because they are valuable information. Being in touch with your emotions gives you access to your own personal compass so that you can navigate through life grounded in your body. Being able to identify your feelings is the first step. Speaking up and sharing them is how you create emotional intimacy with another person. It's an essential ingredient to form a deep connection in an intimate relationship. In contemporary society, your intellect is prized, and your emotions are all too often discounted. The only way to connect with others and create a deep, meaningful bond is to share how you feel. Speaking how you feel is like sending out invitations to a party. Some people will be able to meet you at that high vibration, and some won't be able to attend your authenticity party. Whether the other person is able to attend is not a reflection of you. It is only information about them. Speaking how you feel is also how you honor and value yourself. You are saying that you count and that you matter when you speak your emotional truth. When you discount your feelings, you diminish your experience. Being authentic means one thing and only one thing: identifying and sharing your feelings with another person. How do you feel good about yourself and leave the past in the past? Speak your truth and then evaluate how it lands on the other person. If they want to discount or downplay your feelings, then move on. If they meet you at that high level of authenticity, then they share your feelings and you can work on the relationship. Number 3, hear that in tomorrow's episode. You just listened to part 1 of the post titled, How to Feel Good About Yourself and Leave the Past in the Past by Orna and Matthew Walters of creatingloveonpurpose.com.
This episode is brought to you by Pete's. Few things start your day better than a good coffee. That's why Pete's hand roast their coffee from a specific selection of high-quality beans. And they don't just put those beans into anyone's hands. Pete's trains their roasters for 10,000 hours so they can master the roast that gives you the most. Pete's Coffee. Coffee for coffee people. Find Pete's online or at your local retailer.
What's up? It's Kaylee Cuoco. When it comes to travel, we all have a happy place. I just went to my happy place. I just went to Maui, and it was truly amazing. Priceline has always been about getting you to your happy place for a happy price with deals you really can't find anywhere else. Like up to 60% off select hotels in Costa Rica or 5-star hotels for 2-star prices in Cabo.
Go to your happy place for a happy price. Go to your happy price, Priceline.
And a big thank you to Orna and Matthew for the beginning of what appears to be a great post from them. I'm feeling compelled to save my commentary about the article for tomorrow's outro once it's been read in its entirety. So instead, I'll end today by reminding you all about them. Now, Orna and Matthew are actually both marital and business partners. So what they do together is help singles cultivate the tools that they need to find love, whatever that means. Sometimes the hurdle is improving communication skills. Sometimes the hurdle is getting more confident on dates, getting to know yourself better, or even recovering from past hurts, as we heard a bit about today. Anyway, you can find out more on their site, creatingloveonpurpose.com, more about their coaching services and the products that they offer. It's highly recommended if that is the stage that you're in at the moment. But with that, we will sign off, contemplate what we've heard today, and look forward to the rest of the article tomorrow. Thanks so much for being here, everyone. Take care, and I hope to see you back here for part 2 in the next episode. That's where your optimal life awaits.